Thank you, Presiding Officer. Yesterday, we saw another motion from this Labour government that was little more than patting itself on the back, as if everything in the Welsh NHS was hunky-dory, and we see it regularly. The Minister's been sitting there most of this debate with a little smirk on his face. I don't know how you can, Minister. Seriously, I don't know how you can. The amendments tabled by the Labour government today demonstrate the denial and complacency. Not that we needed more evidence of that. Yes, I note the actions the Welsh Government are taking in relation to Cwm Taf, but it's very little comfort. Do I think they'll be able to take the bull by the horns and make the tough decisions that they need to take to sort out the failures of Betsy Cadwallader, Cwm Taf and others? No. It's pretty clear, particularly from the tragic reports of baby deaths last week, that the last thing Labour is entitled to do is congratulate itself, as it so often does, or sit in denial as it's doing today. It should instead be hanging its collective head in shame and submitting a motion giving a profuse apology to grieving families and giving us solid actions that they're going to take to reverse the situation. Labour have been running the NHS for 20 years in Wales. And every election they say they'll transform the NHS and that it's safe in their hands. Yet every Assembly term they make it worse. Why should we or the public believe that all of a sudden the services will improve when they've not done so for decades? This government bleats that our NHS is reliant on migrants and uses a recruitment crisis to hide behind, when, that is, the Minister isn't behind the staff. But successive governments, aided and abetted by this Welsh Labour government, has created the recruitment problem in the NHS. It costs a great deal of money to be trained to be a doctor, making it that much more daunting a profession to join, as if the responsibilities involved weren't daunting enough. But at the same time, training places have not kept pace with the population. In effect, UK and Welsh governments have outsourced medical training to places like the Third World, where we steal many of our doctors from communities that are in desperate need of them. And of course, the recruitment problem is exacerbated by the reputation of some of the health boards in Wales. How can we hope to recruit staff when having some of the health boards in Wales on their CV may damage their long-term career prospects?
To prevent them coming in the first place.
The point of having the NHS devolved to the Welsh Government was that it would be able to respond to local needs and perform better for the people of Wales than it had done previously. Instead, Welsh Government have damaged the NHS, so it has problems rather than benefits unique to Wales. A health service that has every reason to be more responsive to local needs is in fact less responsive, has longer waiting lists and worse outcomes than its English counterparts that Labour don't control. Baby-killing levels of incompetence, waiting lists up thousands of %, young people having their lives ruined, waiting for mental health treatment. How can people out there in the real world have any confidence that this government can either come up with the ideas needed to solve the Welsh NHS chaos or implement the steps they're promising? Of course, I welcome any ideas and actions that improve the NHS, but I, like many others in here and out across Wales, have no faith that this government can deliver anything other than continued crisis for our nation's National Health Service. The people who voted for this government put them in place to govern, not to try and duck out of accountability. Those same people trusted Labour and placed their NHS system in its hands and in the Minister's hands. The Minister must now bear the ultimate responsibility for the failures in the NHS, and I will be supporting Plaid's motion today. But the Labour group will no doubt defeat Plaid's motion, and that will demonstrate quite effectively how wrong Labour voters were to place their trust in Labour. Thank you.